Yeah, we knew we thought it'd be a close game. We've played them here the past 4 years, and now we split them both, and they've all been double digits one way or the other. Whether we won one by double, they won one by double. I thought it was going to be the case there late again, and then all of a sudden it tightens right back up. So good win by our guys. We got a lot of good players, so anyone's capable of going for double figures any night. I've always said that game day is my least enjoyable time because I'm trying to get all these good players in the game. There's just not enough minutes sometimes to go around. But we'll find 5 guys that can get it done. And I'm proud of our guys. Played our way, got up and down, won our way. And that's always fun to do.
For you guys, too, you guys are in the top 5 with bench production, too. You guys were able to rotate in now, especially down the stretch. How important is to be able to have depth in the bench and be able to trust these guys so early on in the year?
Yeah, it's great. That's why we play a lot of guys early, because you're going to have injuries. You're going to have sickness. You're going to have times someone's not playing well. You're going to have foul trouble. So Riley Allenspach doesn't play like that if he didn't have experience before this game when a chore got in foul trouble. But to play how we like to play fast and get up and down, you really want depth. I thought depth was a factor in the game. Some of our runs, you'll see that we look pretty fresh out there, and we're able to take advantage of that.
You've had a lot of guys step up over this 9-game win streak. What's something you can take? What's been your biggest takeaway from these last 9 games?
Just improvement. Just improvement. Something people can get too high, too low. A coach I was talking to today, he asked me for advice, and I said, "Man, know what you believe in, how you like to play, and stick with it. Just stay with it." Because so many coaches, it's like you lose a game or you don't play well. It's like all of a sudden, we need to be running a triangle in 2, or we need to run a box in 1, or we need to run the flex offense. It's like, no, we need to do what we do and just get a lot better as we go. And that's one thing I will say this, even though I've been coaching here 4 years, college 4 years, and I've coached since I was 20 years old. And that's the one takeaway I will say with teams is that stick with what you do, just keep getting better at it, and that's where you'll see the good teams improve throughout the year because they have an identity. Right? When it's changing every game, you never have an identity. And I know this, our players know what we are. I know what we are, fans know what we are, and that's how we're always going to be, and that's how we're going to play. And it's fun to play where you got players that you're going to give them the freedom to attack on offense and defense.
You guys last game were phenomenal from the three-point line and tonight, too. I mean, you guys were able to attack the lane specifically tonight. To be able to have an inside game but also be able to light it up from beyond the arc heading into conference play, how important is to have that versatility in the offense? Yeah,
you got to have the mix of players, right? You got to have thinkers. You got to have guys who are athletic. You got to have shooters. You got to have drivers. You got to have post-up guys. You got to kind of have it all to have the right team. And I think that comes down to recruiting. Really, you got to recruit the right type of people. The right type of people that will play their role also. That doesn't have to do with players. So many can get lost in recruiting guys that are good players, but maybe their character isn't right. They're not going to be unselfish enough to do what is necessary for the team. How many guys do you know, like a Garrett Hicks, who would play 30 minutes a game last year, but would come in here, in some games he may only play 15. But that's what we need for this team at times. Some games he may play 25. Look at our freshmen. Like Joshua Holloway is going to dominate this league in time. Like I'm telling you, as a sophomore, he will dominate this league, and so will Lucas Walls. But if you look at their minutes tonight, it wasn't very much. But guess what? Their time is coming, and when you have guys that can buy into that and are concerned, I think Rylan Jones was interviewed the other day, they're concerned about one thing, and that's finding a way to win. That's called being a part of a team. And that's what makes a team so awesome to be a part of, is because you learn about life, that you have to give of yourself sometimes. Maybe the best thing for you is not the best thing for the team that night. And when you get a bunch of guys that are like that, it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to coach. It's enjoyable to watch.
Some games just feel different, the energy in the building. This felt like a big-time atmosphere. And even with the students gone, how big was it to have that crowd today?
Crowd was awesome. It's good that Alabama, they recognize good basketball, because these are 2 mid-major programs that, we beat high-major teams and teams that can play in the NCAA tournament, teams that have played in the NCAA tournament before. And I think when people come to a Samford basketball game, they take away 2 things. Hey, it's fun to watch, but they're shocked at how good the play is. Like, they're shocked that, hey, man, these players can really play. Because sometimes, people just don't know. You'll get calls about a kid and this kid, hey, maybe he could play at Samford, or maybe this guy could play at Belmont, and he's, maybe the 12th guy on a high school team who's not scoring much at all, right, or not doing much at all. That can happen because they don't understand the levels sometimes, right? They don't understand the levels, but when they get here and they're like, whoa, hold up now, these guys are pretty dang good. Like, these guys can shoot, these guys can drive, these guys can play, they can play defense. There's not a big gap between what's going on here and a lot of the high majors. And so when you have a crowd that's here, it does a couple things. It brings energy to the game, which I love, but it also is great because I think they'll see that and they'll say, hey, this is fun. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun, and that was a fun night.
And just hitting off of that too, this is marks the, I think, the longest win streak for you guys since 98, 99. I mean, to hit the nail on the head with this group, how special is that group as you're especially not going into the holidays and conference play around the corner?
Special group. We knew we could be good, and I will say this. So when we, 4 years ago when we got here, we had to go through some downs to go up, and we were willing to do it. Like, we knew that we had to do some things that were going to be negative for us short term, that would be great for us long term. And to see the players like A.J. Staton being one of them who were here from the beginning. Like, he was here from the beginning. When like we won 6 games our first year, and then we won 20 plus ever since and been right up there to win the league. And so for those guys, it's really enjoyable to be here and to see what this program is. And people will see, like, hey, that's fun on game day, but they don't see sometimes the pain we had to go through. Like, they didn't see the pain we had to go through our first year, the pain we had to go through when we had injuries my second year to start the league. They didn't see the pain we went through last year non-league play. So sometimes they just see this and they're like, oh, that's great, but they don't know how much perseverance our guys had to have. Like, we didn't have guys bail on us for the most part. Like, oh, no, hey, halfway through the season, I don't know about this. I'm not going to do the right thing. We didn't have that. We didn't have guys say, oh, you know what, this is difficult. I got to hit that portal, right? We had the right guys here, and you're seeing guys get rewarded. No bigger one than A.J., who you're about to get to talk to. No bigger than A.J. Like, this guy came here in the middle of COVID, had 2 knee injuries. Okay, I talked to him last year. He wasn't in the best spot because he's going through these injuries. And I just said, man, look, dude, you just hadn't had a chance to play in 2 years. But when you get right, you're going to be dominant. And to see him being able to dominate on both ends of the floor, he deserves it because what he's had to go through to get here. So it's been great.
It's been a long journey, starting since the summer, you know, coming in, just growing with each other, learning each other's games, finding bonds, you know. Everyone on the court, off the court, we all have bonds together, so it shows on the court as well. And it's just been a journey. It's been fun, for sure.
For you specifically today, what did Belmont show you to be able to attack the paint but also attack the arc as well? You guys did the full court press. What did they show you guys on how you guys are able to respond to some stuff like that?
It just shows we have a lot of versatility, you know. We can do from the three-point line, what we had last game, 12 threes, you know, I don't know, something like that. And we can come inside the paint too. We got a chore, post up, screen and roll, like Maestro for real, like gets it when he gets it. Maine, you know, all the guys are RJ, Garrett, Dallas. Dallas is a menace on the defensive end. Offensively gets in the paint whenever he needs to. So it's guys like that who just comes up, show up every day and work. And it shows.
It's great team chemistry. Is this something y'all see every day in practice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, always. We're always throwing the ball around, passing the ball around, having fun with each other, you know. Just team.
Something defensively I think I notice more lately is there's no easy buckets. When they go inside against you guys, somebody's going to either, you know, body them or block them. Talk about that mentality, that defensive mentality that you guys have.
Just being aggressive. Be the first one to hit. Not the first one to hit, but just being aggressive, being the first one there, going to block the shot. And if we foul them, we foul them, but we got to show aggression early on, just to let them know that we're here. And we're not backing down for no one, so it's really all it is.
They cut it to 5, I think, with like 39 seconds to go in the game, but you guys came out, obviously, with the win. But you guys showed a lot of, I would say, mental discipline. How important is it to show it, like this early on in the season, to have discipline like that when they are trying to come back no matter what?
I think it just shows our experience. You know, we have a lot of upperclassmen this year. And then RJ, our point guard, runs the show, understands time and place, when to score, what kind of bucket to get at a certain amount of time, and it showed. So that's really all it is.
Just how awesome is it to play in a system like this? So the coach gives you a lot of confidence to go out there and beat you and try to make plays. Just talk about as a player how freeing that is, confidence in your coach.
Oh, it's very, very fun, very fun. But I always starts on the defensive end. So if you're not playing defense, you're not playing aggressively on defense, it'll be hard to showcase your offensive talents just because of how we play. But you got to get steals, and then offensively, it's freeing, you know, just being able to know that you can attack whenever, but also have to play unselfish. So that's really what he tells us every day in practice. play aggressive and unselfish, and then your work will show. So.
Bucky's gonna like that answer.
The crowds tonight too, just to have the support like that as a player, what does that mean to you?
It means everything. Like it's amazing, you know. Even though the student section wasn't there today, they're coming soon, conference play. But I'm excited. I'm excited, for real, for real.
Well, speak a little bit more to that. We just had 9 games in a row here. Now you guys kind of go off for a 2-game road trip before conference play. How much confidence have you guys built up since, or let me ask it this way, how different of a team are you guys going into Valpo as you were against VCU?
Very different. Like Coach said, any one of us can be in double-digit scoring in any given day. It's just the confidence he instills in us, and we see it. We see it, we see the root of it, just every day in practice, just working. And the next 2 away games going to be pretty tough. We play Valpo, Texas Southern. They're solid teams. They're good teams. So have to come into it right mind, right mindset, and just be aggressive. You know, just be us.